take issue with that touchdown at the end?
Yeah, I think that was soft as hell, honestly.
When I think about the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints for rivalry, is we don't like them.
It's one of those things that's a love-hate relationship because you know what's going to happen.
A little something extra to it, you know, a little more trash talking, a little more chippiness, a little more edge to that game.
When that week comes around, it feels a little bit different. The hair stands up on your back a little bit more. You just don't feel good when you walk on the field and you see them. It's a hate.
It's them versus us. It's Atlanta versus New Orleans. It's our food versus their food. It's our music versus their music. It's our culture versus their culture. If your juices aren't naturally flowing, then why the hell are you even here?
Every time these two franchises get together, it's going to be something crazy to happen.
Every game, every time you play those guys, I mean, it's more.
That game definitely means a lot more, and you circle it and you know when it's going to happen.
Great rivalry, great fight every time we play. Scrappy, both fan bases hate each other. So you know those are the games, you know, it's going to be a fight.
There's something about the Saints that bring the best out of you. Who wins that game is who played the hardest in the fourth quarter.
We knew we had to give everything we had to win this football game because it was 4 quarters, 60 minutes, every single time.
It was going to be gritty, it was going to be nasty, it was going to be dirty, it was going to be hype.
The Saints-Falcons rivalries become the way it is because it started out mainly as a regional rivalry. Other than the Miami Dolphins, the Saints and Falcons were the only two professional teams pretty much in the Southeast.
When you go back to the early days, the Falcons and Saints when they joined in the mid-'60s, those are two teams that were just trying to keep their head above water. For the most part, over the last 15 years, these two teams have been playing to determine who's in the playoffs and who's not. There's been a lot of tense moments where it's tip balls that are caught to win games, field goals that win games, late drives to win games.
Atlanta is a winner in New Orleans. And that's blocked, and it'll be scooped up in the end zone. Touchdown New Orleans, and it's Curtis Deloach. Well, the block punt has given New Orleans even more momentum than they had.
But this is one that is so nurtured in the soil, like a lot of the parochial feelings between these two cities in this region in the Southeast. Hey, if nobody else in the country wants to pay attention to it, this is ours. The Hoodats and the Rise Ups, we'll take it like nobody else. Let us put some lanyap on this one every time these teams square off.
I always gave them a shot upside the jaw or something like that just to let them know I was around.
And I mean, every possession mattered when you're playing a team like that. You can't, every possession, every play mattered.
Throwing, and
It's the back and forth. It's not a one-sided matchup.
New Orleans, Atlanta, New Orleans, Atlanta, Atlanta, New Orleans, Atlanta, New Orleans.
When you play them, everything's on the line.
Falcons versus Saints, we got to win that one. That's the one you got to buckle the chin strap up for.
Because every game that you approach in the National Football League, you want to approach with your best and you want to always be prepared. But there's just something about those witchcraft people down there in the bayou, the New Orleans Saints, that make the Atlanta folks just quiver a little bit. We don't like them. We don't. Still to this day. ATLian, baby. It's going to never be questioned. It's on.
Do you think it's the kind of thing, though, that is forgotten fairly quickly, or, you know what I mean?
I think it should be forgotten, especially when the score is already 41-17. So I don't know how much worse it can get. But I got a ton of respect for Arthur Smith and the coach that he is. I think they do some incredible things. I didn't want to disrespect him. That was not my intention. My intention was to lead the team that I've been with the entire year. And we made a collective decision that we wanted to get one of our guys who they fight with blood, sweat, and tears every game in the end zone, and I'm gonna feel good about that. Yeah.
So no regrets. Huh?
No regrets. Well, this is the thing. It's about the team. It's not about regrets. It's not about anything else. It's about us as a team making a collective decision. But I do apologize to Dennis. I apologize to DA because that was not his call.
when you said decision made? Was it right there on the spot, right when y'all won?
What decision are you talking about?
At the end.
Okay. What at the end? What decision?
To go for the touchdown.
To go for the touchdown.
Was that something decided on the sideline after the pick, or did you wait till you got out there to do it?
We decided on the field as a team. I mean, we don't regret. Do we regret for scoring 41 points on them? Do you think we regret that?
Well, you do have to play these guys twice a year. That's all I'm saying.
We already played them twice.
I know, but I'm talking about the future. You know, somebody's got to play these guys twice a year. That's all.
How do you feel about it? Tell me how you feel about it.
Not good.
Why don't you feel good about it?
Because you got to play these guys twice a year.
But what about it makes you not feel good about it?
The head coach tells you to kneel it up. You're asking my opinion?
Yes.
I think you should have kneeled it up.
Okay. Well,
I'm just telling you as respectfully as I can. You answer my question as respectfully as you could, and I'm telling you as respectfully as I can that I respectfully disagree with you. That's all.
You disagree with me or the entire team?
Whoever made that decision.
Okay. So you disagree with the entire team. So thank you.
No, I'm just being honest and respectful.
And that's what I'm attempting to do too. Yes. And that's what I am doing.
My question to you, Steve, is why do you hate the Cowboys so much, man? Every time I come or watch the TV show, you're always hating on the Cowboys.
Well, let me answer that question. First of all, I had a very, very emotionally traumatic experience with a young lady who was a Cowboys fan many years ago.
Oh, so
I confess that, but I did get over that. Here's what I
did. You though?
Yes,
did you get over? Because you wrote a final take about it that everyone can find
I was just being
online.
honest. I was just being honest.
Okay.
I'm a man of the people. But here's
Is
the
that
deal.
why you're the cold-hearted person you are today?
Yes, I am. But here's the deal. I got over that. But this is what bothers me about Cowboy fans. Y'all stick your chest out once every few years when y'all win something. You prognosticate, you talk about what you're going to do. And then the second you lose, you don't even take a day to smell your own selves. Within 30 minutes, y'all are like, you know we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? I can't stand it.
Those billions of Cowboy haters out there should know that we did not nickname ourselves America's team. I'm a lifelong diehard Cowboy fan.
What comes to mind when you see the star logo?
Well, I have this disdain for that whole star thing because in my era they had the stadium with the opening when they said that God left it open so that he could watch his favorite team.
You can't help but to love us.
And just this whole talk of them being America's team, and how is it that they become America's team?
I've been going against that star for a long time. Even when you see somebody's wearing that thing, you know, somebody has a Cowboy star on, it makes you just feel,
It's sort of a learned behavior once you get drafted to the Eagles and you're here long enough, you quickly learn how important it is to beat this team.
They're quote-unquote America's team. That's what people say. And, you know, for us, we're out to prove a lot of people wrong. You know, we're America's team. We're one of the original franchises. You know, we've been around for a long time. So for us, you know, we go out there with a chip on our shoulder and play them.
You're a Redskins fan. You must hate the Dallas Cowboys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I love Redskin fans.
You sign on to the Washington Redskins, you sign on to hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, when you become a Dallas Cowboys, everybody come Redskin week talk about the difference between any other team and playing the Washington Redskins. That's all they put on TV the whole week. The Cowboys, Redskins, and they were going out in the community talking.
Records didn't matter when this game happened. You can be 0-9 or 13-0. This is going to be probably one of the hardest games that you play in. And it was like an opportunity for me to play in those games. And I knew week in and week out that it was going to be a grudge match the whole game.
If you beat the Cowboys, you won the Super Bowl that year. If you don't make the postseason, you beat the Cowboys, it was an okay season for Redskins fans.
I've always looked up to Peyton and the way he plays.
Tom Brady, a perfect throw.
He's a great player. I know how hard he works at it.
Incredible! This is a clinic.
A rival is someone that you are inspired by, someone that sometimes you fear.
It's not going to take long to get warmed up today.
That counterpoint that makes someone or a team perform at its best.
Two people or two teams that are closely matched, so you don't know who is going to win.
Play hard, play smart, play together, all right?
Your thoughts are consumed by that person.
You're both fighting for the same ring.
You either eat or you get eaten.
There's tension with the rivals, there's tension with the press, there's tension with the fans.
The fans have picked favorites.
It builds up in their minds and the public's minds.
I would define a rivalry as two entities, either teams or individuals, that find themselves in competition to get to the top.
They come with varying styles, varying ethos. The biggest element is that you use the other guy, the other team, as the standard.
Manning and Brady, Broncos and Patriots, the monster rivalry game.
You could feel the excitement and the electricity in the air.
Playing against the best, that's what you would do all the hard work for.
Just get into your routine as best you can, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking this is it.
You feel like it's a high wire act. The consequences are pretty steep if you're not on. It brings the best out of you. In some cases, it can do the exact opposite.
We're gonna fight! We're gonna lay down!
You compete against each other with total intent to beat each other.
We want to beat each other so badly.
You can either go in a hole or you can rise to the occasion.
Brady takes a knee. New England, they win the AFC title.
Manning will take the knee. He does. Colts are going to the Super Bowl.
To beat your rival, you know you've earned it. There's no mistaking that you deserved it.
I don't know if accomplishment's the right word, because it was more than that.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. When you close your eyes and lie down that night, you can finally say to yourself, today, I did something.
When you lose to them, you feel like you lost your dog. It's such a humbling feeling.
There was nothing more dissatisfying or grating.
They've gotten the best of you, and so you go, okay, not this time, not going to happen, and you go there and it happens again. It's devastating.
Really, the sooner you get back to work, the better off you are. Being the best in the world means entirely focused on it.
People are captivated by rivalries because they feel like they're part of the rivalry. It doesn't end when the game's over. They go home and they talk about it. Big rivalries transcend sports.
I don't think there's really anything close to this rivalry between Brady and Peyton Manning, the greatest quarterback rivalry ever.
Peyton Manning is such a command of that field, better than anybody I've ever seen.
Tom Brady is an exceptional person, and he does his thing with great effort and never gives up.
They're two of the best quarterbacks that ever played the game. They're playing at the same time on really, really good teams. This rivalry between Peyton and Tom is one of a kind, and we're just privileged that we're here to see it.
They've won Super Bowls, have history, and year out, they're always putting up good numbers. I'm sure they're watching each other, and that's what a rivalry is about.
There is a level of respect for their greatness. That dynamic is what makes things so interesting. Why people want to see them play against one another.
Watching two of the best when all the chips are on the table, that's always something that fascinates the fans, and I think that's what gives professional sports its appeal.
People love excellence, commitment, sacrifice, drive. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they epitomize all those qualities.
Peyton Manning, you rock!
Touchdown! Brady's back!
And the way they breathe life.
Woo! You're not finished! You're not finished, fellas!
They breathe joy and happiness and hope and optimism. And that all comes together and head to head. Manning, Brady. Brady, Manning. It's what we live for.
Is it a rivalry anymore?
Oh, jeez.
It's a fair question. It's a fair question.
Good afternoon, football fans. Welcome to professional football with the Chicago Bears.
The NFL's oldest rivalry, Packers and Bears.
Curly was a great competitor, and how he would get his team worked up for the Bears game. And though that was a great series, and it still exists today.
This is what we here for now. Bears and Packers.
You can't be in this building and not feel the sense of the rivalry.
This is big Chicago and it's little Green Bay.
The more you run, the more hard-nosed you are.
Oh, Peyton up the middle of the field.
David Montgomery blasted to the 40.
Bobby Floyd fumbles when he's hit by Eddie Sprinkle. And Bishop recovers for the Bears in the Green Bay 45.
So you can see what Curly Lambeau did for Green Bay, and also carried on later by Vince Lombardi.
Today we're broadcasting direct from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where the Bears will meet the Green Bay Packers.
Regardless of anybody else who want to give up on us, I ain't giving up on it, so that's what it's going to be.
There's room for improvement. Just got to get back in the lab and just continue to work.
It's obviously a rivalry. You know, there's a lot of emotions that go on. It doesn't matter what the records are. This is one of the biggest in NFL history.
The lights are on here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and some stars are about ready to open up. There's some stars ready to brew on the Bears.
Incredible catch by Darnell Mooney.
Caught by Mike Ditka, and into the end zone he goes.
And it is Roquan Smith with the sack on his first NFL snap.
Because at the end of the day, you just got to keep fighting. You can't quit.
It's a special game for both sides, and to be able to go up to Lambeau on Sunday Night Football, we just got to stop them. We got to get out here ready on Sunday, ready to play, ready to win. Simple as that.
It is caught by Jakeem Grant over the top of the defender for the touchdown.
I like when people doubt me. That just gives me extra motivation. I love it.
You just got to keep going. Like I ain't got no quit in my blood, so I'm going to make sure everybody else in there ain't got nothing in theirs either.
We're here at the Clipper Ferry, crosses the Ohio River and drops fans off at the front door of Heinz Field.
It's gonna be packed with Steeler fans. We're gonna make sure they don't make it to the game or die trying.
Fun.
Heated.
Explosive.
Intense.
Violent.
Hard hitting.
There's no love lost. I mean, a lot of times you see these rivalries, it's a rivalry because they started playing for 50 years or 40 years. This rivalry was built on, we feel we're tougher than you are, and we're gonna show you. They pride themselves on being physical. We prided ourselves on being physical. And only one physical team was gonna win this ball game. We felt we were the most physical team, and I'm sure they felt the same way. But there's no love lost, and there's still no love lost between these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same way he feels. You know, it was going to be a violent, explosive game. And, you know, whoever the tougher team was, whoever, you know, dominated, played more physical than the other team was the one that was going to come out with the victory.
I hate to say this, but it wasn't just good enough for us to win. We really tried to hurt you guys.
No question. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when I hit
to put
you,
somebody at the
I'm
game.
trying to make you feel pain.
Yes.
I want you to understand that I'm here.
Yeah.
Every time I hit you, you're going to feel exactly what I want you to, and that's pain.
Yeah.
I want you to understand that I don't want you to make it out of this game. I want you to come back next week, but I want to put you out of this game.
Yes, yes. We took great pleasure. Oh, man, sure hope he plays next week, but I'm glad he's out of this game. I ain't helping nobody else. Help you up for what? I knocked you down for a reason. I'm not helping you up.
Yes. Yes. Don't reach your hand out because you're not going to get nothing. You're going to get this, and I'm going to pull it back on you. I'm going to talk bad about you. I might even say something about your girlfriend. Your wife. Don't let me have no inside information. If I got some inside information, I'm using all that.
Of course. But the thing is, this rivalry is not even 20 years old yet. We just, from that point on, we hated you guys. And I'm glad I left that thing in good hands because Ray and Suggs and Ed Reed, they kept it going on the Raven side, and Hines Ward and you came in, and the other guys, they kept it going. So it's an ongoing saga now. So I'm glad to have participated and also started. See how I started it? You see how I started that thing and get up out of there? Because that thing was getting too physical.
Yeah. Well, leading up to the week, for me, it's, to be honest, my preparation is no different than any other game. It's just now, you know, I know what type of game it's going to be. It's going to be a 60-minute all-out brawl.
But I'm glad I was a part of that rivalry because there's nothing like it in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with you. Atmosphere in the Raven Stadium is very hostile. I think that's the only place that we go where we don't have a large majority of fans in the stands. They don't like us. I would say that they hate us, you know. So it's not a inviting atmosphere, but you know, it's something that we embrace.
You like beating the Steelers fans because, you know, they've won so much, they still have the most Super Bowls in NFL history, so the fans are used to them winning. So it's nothing like going in there and getting a victory, be it Three Rivers or Heinz Field. So I like making those fans quiet.
You had two of the best safeties to maybe ever play their position. Some of the NFL's best linebackers, great quarterback play, and wide receivers that can make plays happen. Even in modern day, you have the former NFL MVP, a Hall of Fame quarterback, and a top-tier defense on both sides of the field, facing off for what should be an epic showdown for at least a couple more years. The Ravens arguably have drafted as well as anyone since their rival in the NFL, grooming some of the best players to step on the field, all behind stable coaching. Sound familiar? What also makes these teams so amazing to watch? It's simple. It's respect. There are rivalries in the NFL that escalate too far, to a Bush League status almost. While fun in the moment to watch, it's not much like watching the Steelers and Ravens. Sure, sometimes games get chippy and sometimes odd, but these teams go into each game playing their absolute hardest without getting dirty.
Let me tell you something. They said they wanted us, well, they're going to get us. Let's get out, you guys. Let's go. When we step on this field, it's no retreat, no surrender. We're in our house, and right now, no one's going to take it away from us. They paperweight champ. They paperweight champ. Let's set a standard today. We're the world champs, baby. Let's act like it. That's what they say. They said, bring it on. We here.
Up and I shake the room.